What's going on, guys? Talon back here, and today we're here with another walkthrough on the Battlefield 1 maps. Today we're going to be taking a look at Amiens, or Amiens, however you want to pronounce it essentially, but is the city map. A lot of people refer to it as kind of like the Seine Crossing of Battlefield 1, essentially. If you played Battlefield 3, we had a map called Seine Crossing, which was all in the city and everything, just not as in ruins, obviously, because this map takes place during World War One. That one is more of just a modern era type map. But nonetheless, we're going to take a look at it. We're going to go through all the nooks and crannies and everything. I'm going to start at the A flag, and I'm going to work my way all the way over to F, kind of showing you the routes that you can take, what to expect from your opponents, and routes that I personally like to take better, and then also how to avoid the murder choo-choo train, or if you're using the choo-choo train yourself, how to, best use it to your abilities to capture as many flags as you possibly can and take the win for you guys. So anyway, I'm going to skip on over to the gameplay right now, or to the spectator mode, and we're going to get right into it. Alright guys, so here we are at Amiens. We are going to take a look coming from the A. First we're going to hit the A flag, and then we're going to go all the way over to F. Now, this is a city-based map. There are a lot of little nicks and corners that you can go into. A lot of things can get blown off. The walls can crumble down and destroy your opponents if you need it to. And do not forget about that powerful choo-choo coming through. That can be a pain in the butt as well. So, first off, let's go into the A flag point here, okay? So, if we come in through here, here is the pole for A here. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of places you can hide in. You can even come up into this building. Now, obviously, because I am in spectator mode, a lot of this is already destroyed and everything. These walls will all be up. You can use these. You can come up this little ramp right here. You can come into this part of the building right here. This second floor is off limits, but this first floor right in here is not by any means, so this is pretty nice. And it's really nice for just getting a layout of the field. I always like to come up myself personally, come up this little hill, and then come up and just look through the windows and try to see. Now, everyone knows that you can do this, so you need to make sure that you watch this wall over here that I'm pointing out with my cursor, and make sure that no one is pointing out here. Everyone can hide in these little nicks and corners here. You can go prone. You can come around the backside here. You can hide it all in through here and everything. And there are a lot of places. A very popular place to hide is to come in here if you're taking it by yourself and just hide in this little corner right here because no one can really see you. No one can sneak up behind you. You can watch this door, and if you have another teammate that happens to be maybe watching right here, you can watch each other's backs and everything. So definitely keep an eye out for that. A lot of these right here can be blown out, these walls here. You can't really go into, some of these buildings you can't go into, but you can at least knock them down to get some rubble kills. I find it, though, there are times, though, where it will not work exactly the way you want it to, and that can be a bit of an unfortunate part. I don't know if that's a glitch to hit markers and everything, but it's kind of hard to say. A lot of people also love to come up into this building right here. This is really fun, just to lob a grenade up in here with a grenade launcher, or take the AT rockets that you can get and just fire it, and you can get a couple of kills because people are just gonna be hanging out up here like no tomorrow. Also, just toss a grenade up here if you see that little indicator up by the flag that you are trying to take, and if it says that there's one person, or maybe it's break even because it's only 1v1, then more than likely they're going to be up here, or they're just around one of these corners. So definitely have a close quarter gun ready to go and hip firing. Do not try to aim down sights unless you can get the sneak on them, or if you get the knife attack, by all means, go for it. If you're getting spawn camped, you can also come out way out over here, which is a bit of a tricky area to deal with because you have a little bit of cover, but if the other team is really just taking it, I mean, if they took A here already, they have everything else up here, and you're back here trying to come up, then it's going to be a little hard to try and get everything. But if you can try and sneak around it back in here, none of this is destructible right in here. It's already destroyed, basically. But you can still come in here and try to sneak around back here to be here. So first off, there are two routes that you can do. Oh, hey, look, someone's in the server. Well, it doesn't really matter. So first off, we are going to go to B over here. This is the B flag here. Now, once again, you can come on the backside here, and you can try and take it from this little corner here, or you can even get up into here if you want to get a better angle to see exactly who is going to be on the flag. This is where that little perch that I just showed you earlier there is going to show you. You can peer down and try and get a layout here. Now, there are a couple of cubby holes that you will be able to kind of hide in here, and there will even be a flamethrower kit right in here that you can usually get after you have taken the point, or if you've been playing for a while and you happen to see it, the game will usually notify you that it is in there. You can also go up into here, I believe. Yes, if you want to go inside, you can kind of barge up in here If you needed to, you can also come into this and go up to the second floor, which is always really nice. Get some pot shots off on the guys here on B, and then try to take it yourself. Or if you're a sniper, stay back here, light it up with your flare gun, and you can definitely make it easier for your teammates to take the point with you. Now, do keep in mind, the tanks love to roll down here. And if you only have A and B, usually the enemy tank will come over here from D up to here, and they'll start destroying the walls in here. So make sure, if you're in here, to be careful and to keep an eye on this direction here from D. Otherwise, you're going to have tanks blow out your walls left and right, and that cannot be very fun, okay? Another popular spot is if you are coming over from D and we want to take the spot, a lot of people like to hide in here, and if you come along here, they will also hide right around in here because this is the direct path to C. So as you can see, there's a lot of different ways to go in here. This is that back alley here that you can kind of go in there, and this even leads you into the building itself. I'm just going to pop up here for a sec, okay? So this is B, like I said before. A is back over here, and now let's go over to C. So if we come over here, the C point is on the bridge itself, but most of your fight is actually going to be back in here and back in here. You got a little cannon here that you can mount up on, and if a tank happens to roll by, you can get a couple of nice little pot shots into it. A lot of people like to hide up in here as well. If you want to use the cannon here to fire up into the walls and bring the debris down on people, that is always good too. A lot of people also like to come in here because you can overlook both C and D and even the lanes coming down to E here. And I have no idea what this guy's doing over here. He's just having fun. He's having a jolly old time right now. But yeah, a lot of snipers like to go up in here. A lot of medics with their good DMR like rifles like to come up in there as well. And C is also going to be taken. The actual flag radius, in order to take the flag, has to be on the bridge here itself. You cannot be back here, and you cannot be over here as well. You have to be on the bridge or underneath it. So you're always going to find people hiding right here, here, under the bridge, and then obviously on the opposite side of it as well, there and there. So that's where you're going to find your people. So if you know someone's taking the flag, might be a good chance for you to get up into this building here, get up over here, aim at from a corner, and just start taking pot shots at them and to take them out fast. A lot of people like to hide up in here. You can use your tanks usually to fire a couple cannons shots up here and definitely take these walls out to make it easier for your infantry units. What I personally like to do is after I take A, because A is just right over here where my arrow is currently pointing, and then I'll come over here and I'll go into this building here, or I'll just come right down here and I'll sit right here because I've got this nice little cover area right here, and I'll take the pot shots at the guys that are just sitting right here, up in here, because you always try to get people to try to come around this corner over here, and you can just knock them all out. Just knock them out. Just bam, 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 bam. You'll probably see that in some of my videos if you've seen some of my other Battlefield videos on this map particular, okay? Now, covering this, though, with C, D is basically the same way. You've got buildings over here that you can go to the second floor. This building here connects. This is coming from C. You can run all the way through here and get over to this building. Again, these walls can come down, so do be careful if you're taking pot shots through there. People know to look for that, so that's always very handy. If you're coming from the other side, from F, if you happen to have a tank, you can come through the bridge here, and you can bring up the tank, and you can help to take B here, like I mentioned before, if you're coming from the A side, okay? Now, also, people like to come in here. People love to try and flank around here, especially if you cannot make headway, because you can just come right down here, and boom, you're right here on the tracks, and you can try and take people from behind and by surprise, okay? All of these walls here, for the most part, to my knowledge, can be blown out by rockets and other explosives. I know people would love to drive tanks up onto this little hill here, pop some shots over here onto the bridge, and then back up to stay protected from the buildings themselves. The train cars themselves, the windows can be blown out, but overall, they're pretty durable, so do keep that in mind. And hey, look, this guy didn't exactly survive. He must have left the server. Anyway, and then now, if you are playing on Conquest, obviously, because I said before, this is all Conquest, if you're playing here and the match is going one way, the enemy team will get a behemoth. If you are playing from this side, the behemoth will come in this way. And if you're playing from the other side, the behemoth will come in this way, okay? Obviously, one track. The nice thing about the behemoth, though, the little murder choo-choo, as my friend Lemon likes to call it, is it can launch some mortars. You can definitely get a lot of rebel kills, especially, okay? It's very helpful, also, if you get the murder choo-choo, and you happen to bring it right around here. Actually, where this guy is right here. Hey, how's it going, man? And you can fire some mortars up onto A here, which is pretty nice because this will allow you to bring down those destructible kills and everything, especially like in houses right here. When you want to bring down rubble on top of people with a 1 or 2 story house that you know can be destroyed, not every single one can be, but ones that you know can be destroyed, then it's best to just pop them off right here on top of the roof and it will collapse and you'll see that ding, 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 hit markers. and boom, you're good to go, okay? And I don't really know what this guy's doing. He must be having fun here. Yeah, I don't know. What's he shoot at? Anyway, so then we come around here. A lot of people love to play these two alleyways, playing this alley 1 and this alley 2 over here. This is the kind of a longer flank around, kind of where this trolley-like track is that you will probably see if you're here in modern days. But nonetheless, a lot of people like to come around the backside and try to flank around here. And you always see people just simply coming straight up here as well, okay? You can go through the buildings here as well, just like on the other side. You can run across the entire side, and then you come over here. Now, if you come through this main alley that I was mentioning here, you can kind of hang out in here if you want to, but it's kind of just, not really what you want to do. And then E itself, if I can get a good angle, E is right here in the alleyway, okay? E is a bit of a tricky one to take, okay? Because you have people who go up into the buildings here, you go up into the buildings here. You have a lot of people that will take the longer flank around, like I mentioned before, along by these trolleys, and they'll come into this window right here. You always see people lobbing grenades into here to try and get some free kills, because people are trying to hang out on that bottom floor to capture the point itself. If your enemy has the flag and you're trying to sneak around, careful. I always get people hanging around here sometimes, and they just take pot shots at you, and next thing you know, you're dead. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And they'll also come around from this side as well. So, because there's a lot of, like I said, little nooks and crannies that you can go into. And you can go up on the second floor or the third floor sometime, depending on the building, to my knowledge, okay? So if you come into here, this is just some more destructible areas if you want to come into. But this is more just for trying to get the, pot shots off some people. So that's E that we covered right here in this alleyway right here. E is this little flagpole right here. And then finally, F is going to be way over here. F's kind of on its own, really, actually. It's really out in a open grass area here next to this building. This building, these walls can be destroyed, by the way, just so you know. So if you want to come around the backside here and go into the building to take some pot shots of people who are maybe hanging around on this flag to take them out, and then come out to take the flag, you can. But the radius of the flag is only about in here, give or take. Other than that, you're basically, you have to be out here in the open. So you always see people going prone right here, or they'll go prone here. This is where the sniper's little, goggles thing can work. Those goggle things that are they angle up and over to peer over things. Those can be pretty handy here. I could see that if you're prone and you want to use them to take a look at people coming from the spawn base, because this is the spawn of the enemy that generally can take F. So do keep in mind that you have to watch out for them, and they will try to take this flag. It is good, though, if you are getting spawn killed, if you're able to come around. So this is A over here. If you can come around back here and go through here, because this is D. If you come back here, like I mentioned before, getting onto the train tracks, you can go all the way back here and take F by yourself, or with a couple of teammates if you're lucky. Get back there with one person, have a couple of people spawn on you, and then you're pretty much good to go. So that is definitely something to look out for. And in the end, guys, this is a close quarter encounter, but at the same time, I see plenty of snipers. You can get a couple of snipers and some medic guys up here with some DMR-like style weapons, and you can definitely rain some pain down on the enemy over here, and vice versa coming this other way. D and C are easily going to be the most contested flags. B also pretty well for some reason. I think mostly because it's just an open lane from D here on the bridge all the way over to B over here. It's just easy for tanks to roll in, essentially. So all tanks can capture the points, except it cannot capture E. Tank cannot capture E, but tanks can come into the side here if they've got good shots, and just boom, 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 fire some shots in there. So definitely keep an eye out for that, and bring your explosive to take those people out that are hiding inside of the buildings themselves. So other than that, though, that's about it for the map, though, guys. It's a pretty basic layout. It's a very similar, actually, to kind of like Sane Crossing, if you played Battlefield 3 at all. It's not obviously direct clone or anything like that, but it's kind of got the same general ideas when going about it. Sane Crossing definitely focused on a different part of the map compared to what this one is. But overall, if you played Sane Crossing and you're good with that map, then you should be pretty good at this map. Try to bring those close quarter weapons from the assault class if you're trying to fight inside of the buildings. Like this building here, this thing can almost become completely demolished. All these walls can be blown out and everything. If you're trying to fight off, though, just from back here, like I said, to try and take C, then you can definitely bring those longer range weapons. Definitely bring ammo crates. Wait for your teammates to heal you and everything, and you should be good to go. So other than that, though, that's about all I can really cover in this map that I personally can know. If I miss some little nook and cranny, I'm really sorry, but there are a ton of them, and it's kind of hard. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments below what is the next map you want me to do. I've got more coming out of these, obviously, and this guy is just always having fun firing off random weapons, I guess. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, leave your comments down below about what you want to see next and what you thought about the video. Let me know if you prefer me having the camera, because I had the camera in the last one. This one, I did not have the camera, so I want to know your opinions about what you personally find better. If you personally just like letting me talk about it as I show and not having to deal with my face on the cam there in the bottom right corner, then great. Let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like also if you liked the video, and subscribe if you are new. And until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one.